Welcome to Grand Teton National Park. Look out, the mountains rise like jagged teeth against the sky. These are the Tetons, some of the youngest mountains in North America. They were pushed upward by powerful faults in the earth, then carved by massive glaciers that scraped the valley flat. That wide open space is called Jackson Hole. Today, it looks calm, but it was shaped by fire, ice, and time. Now, we're gliding across Jenny Lake, a jewel at the base of the peaks. Thousands of years ago, a glacier scooped out this basin and melted into the water we see today. This lake is named after Jenny Lee, a Shoshone woman who lived here in the 1800s. Long before settlers came, the Shoshone, Bannock, and other native peoples traveled these waters, fished these rivers, and honored this land as home. As we ride, notice the way the cliffs rise higher and higher, guarding the canyon ahead.
Welcome to the west side of the lake. This is your guys' stop. You do have a short swim from here. I'm kidding. Once we land on the dock right over there, there's a half-mile hike to Hidden Falls and another half-mile hike after Hidden Falls to Inspiration Point. We're on the boat dock. Just take a left off the dock and follow the trail up as far as you want.
Here we cross Cascade Creek, fed by snowmelt from the peaks. Listen to the roar. It's racing downhill to join Jenny Lake. These rushing waters are a reminder that the park's lifelines are made of snow and ice, feeding rivers that nourish plants, animals, and people. Up ahead is Hidden Falls, crashing nearly 100 feet through the forest. This waterfall exists because glaciers carved a path through the rock long ago. The air feels cool and misty, filled with the sound of water tumbling toward the valley below. Fresh, clean water is one of the treasures of this park, and protecting it protects every creature who depends on it. Crossing back over the creek, listen closely. Water tumbles over rocks, cold and fast. Look around. Tall evergreens shelter birds and squirrels, while deer, moose, and even black bears come to drink. This forest is alive with signs of the animals who call it home. Now we climb stone steps carved into the mountainside. People shaped this trail, but the mountain itself was formed by far greater hands, by glaciers, earthquakes, and the pull of time. As we rise, the valley begins to open behind us and the peaks stretch higher above. From Inspiration Point, the whole valley unfolds. Jenny Lake sparkles below, and far beyond it, the Snake River winds through Jackson Hole. For Native peoples, these mountains were landmarks, guiding travel and telling stories that connected families to the land. Now the path carries us deeper into Cascade Canyon. Notice the towering cliffs on each side, carved smooth by glaciers that once filled this valley. Look to the rocks. Giant boulders scattered here were dropped as the ice melted. Wildlife thrives in this canyon. Moose feed on willows, marmots sun themselves on rocks, and pika squeak from the shadows. Rarely, even wolverines pass through. Every step reminds us this is a landscape still alive and still wild. Here in the valley, a different story begins. This is Mormon Row. In the late 1800s, Mormon families traveled here from Idaho to build a small community at the base of the Tetons. Imagine the courage it took to settle in such an open, windy place. Families worked side by side, digging long irrigation ditches to bring water to their fields. The land was really harsh. Short summers, long winters, but with teamwork, they raised hay, cared for animals, and built homes that could stand against storms. This is the Moulton Barn, sometimes called the most photographed barn in America. Look at its sharp roof, built to shed heavy snow, and its thick wooden beams. For the Moulton family, this barn wasn't just a building. It was a place of survival, shelter, and hope. Behind it, the Tetons rise like a backdrop, reminding us how small human work can feel beside the power of the mountains. All along this row were homes, barns, and gardens. Children ran across the fields, neighbors shared food and labor, and life carried on in the shadow of the peaks. Some of the houses still stand today, while others have melted back into the earth. But it's important to remember, long before these barns, this valley was home to the Shoshone, Bannock, and other native peoples who moved with the seasons and respected the balance of the land. Mormon Row shows us how different groups lived here in very different ways. Now we've reached Schwabacher Landing, a quiet bend in the Snake River. The water slows here, turning into a perfect mirror that reflects the Tetons. This view is one of the most famous in the park. Mountains above, mountains below, like the world doubled. Look closely at the water's edge. Tall grasses and willows create shelter for moose, ducks, and muskrats. Beneath the surface, trout dart through the currents, their scales flashing in the sunlight. Every living thing here depends on this river. Beavers live along this stretch, building dams that slow the water even more. These ecosystem engineers create wetlands where frogs, insects, and birds thrive. Without beavers, many of the species you see here wouldn't have a home. Notice the pool ahead. It reflects the sky, the trees, even the smallest ripple. Places like these are delicate. They remind us how water connects everything: mountains, forests, animals, and people. Protecting rivers like the Snake River means protecting life itself. As we leave Grand Teton, take one last look at the mountains. Grand Teton is more than just scenery. It's a living story of geology, ecology, and culture woven together. And it reminds us that protecting wild places means protecting our own future too. The journey doesn't end here. It travels with us wherever we go.